All right, so here we go. Co-main event for the women's strawweight title. You got Zhang Weili versus undefeated Tatiana Suarez at UFC 312. We're with you throughout this entire fight. Both fighters touch gloves and they split apart. And oh my goodness, history is in the making. Do we have a superstar in the making? We already know Zhang Weili's a superstar. Tatiana Suarez is trying to get on that level. That's the bottom line. Comes in at a perfect 11-0, and you're big time when you're undefeated because no one knows what you're capable of just yet. We're about to find out. Both fighters touch gloves, and here we go. Expect fireworks early. Tatiana certainly taller than Zhang Weili, but that's usually the case for Zhang, right? But Zhang Weili is strong and powerful, low to the ground, has the ability to stand and strike or take you down and ground and pound. And if Tatiana can win, we get another American as the champion. Oh, Tatiana goes right in and lands the takedown on Zhang Weili. Oh boy. Oh boy. And right into side control. And this is exactly what we talked about in the prediction, right? She's going to have to land takedowns and just take Zhang Weili's power away from her and out of this fight. We'll see if Tatiana can work here, if she can do something with this. You know, Zhang Weili is going to be tough, but of course, it's been a while, but she's been taken down in control before. And this is a big part of Tatiana Suarez's game and a place that you would think she has a big advantage. Now landing a left, she's going to shove Zhang Weili back. Lands another left. Boy, this is going to be a problem for Zhang Weili if she cannot get off the mat. It could be a long night. I mean, it could be a long night. Tatiana trying to open up now with another left, and she lands it. And this is a very telling first round. Tatiana controlling the ground against the champ. Weili doing a good job right now of keeping the head pinned down, not allowing her to posture up. Tatiana continually widening that base, and she's not going anywhere. Fans booing a little bit. They want to see some action. But the referee should not break this up. I mean, this is what Tatiana wants to do. She's landing just enough to keep it to the ground. Zhang Weili showing no ability to get up. I mean, she's looking at her corner for instructions, but what are they going to do? Nothing. Right back into side control. Solid base, straight control. And Zhang Weili has no answer. Now she lands a knee to the body. Nice. And right now for Tatiana, you got the wide base. It's position over submission. Zhang Weili trying to roll out of this. Now she's stuck in a guillotine. Oh, she got lucky and rolled out of it. Oh, that was close. Tatiana tightened it up again, but she can't get the other arm locked. And Weili works out of it with a minute left, now she's on top. All right, so it took a while for Zhang Weili, but she answered the call. Tough position now for Tatiana. Zhang Weili gets on top. She's got that big time ground and pound. But luckily, there's only 30 seconds left. So Tatiana's going to be content here to just hold on. No significant strikes from either fighters. 22-21, Weili. And Weili looking for the full mount. She can't get it. And Suarez is just going to hold on so she can't posture up here. Weili working the body. And both fighters really showing the ability on the ground. And it seems like if Zhang Weili can get to top position, she's much better at the ground and pound than Tatiana Suarez. So both fighters got to be going back to the corner, feeling good. But if you're Tatiana, you got to be like, I lost that position, and when I did, it was not good at all. So even more so, got to maintain the position at all costs. Or if Weili gets up, fine. But you cannot let Zhang Weili get to the top position. At the end of the round, still no significant strikes at all. So no big strikes, but 32-23 for Weili. Both fighters look good. No major problems right now. Weili walking to the center of the octagon. She's ready. Ref having to shove her back. And here we go. Round 2 is underway. Title is on the line. It could finish at any second, right? The title could switch hands at any second, or it could be retained by Zhang Weili. Again, Zhang Weili proven. Warrior, 25-3, current champ. Suarez has a lot to prove. The American is 11-0. Round 2 is underway. First 20 seconds gone, and finally a leg kick landed by Zhang Weili. Got to believe she's got the advantage on the feet, but she was able to answer on the ground and eventually get out of the position she was in. Took a while. Yep, and Suarez goes right back into a takedown attempt with the head on the hip. Now Weili with her back to the fence, trying to prevent the takedown. It seems like Tatiana's going to get it here, though. She's beginning to lift. Now she's trying to sweep the leg, and she does. But Zhang Weili gets on top, and she's in a full mount. Oh, my goodness. And this is not good. Tatiana's got to roll out of this, or she's going to be in trouble. Boy, and Zhang Weili ended up finding herself on top. She's inches away from getting to a full mount. Tatiana's going to shove her off. Maybe. This is crucial moments here. And Zhang Weili is going to stay on top. Oh, boy. She's really high, though. But the ground and pound is ridiculous. Major advantage when she's on top. Suarez trying to roll out of it. She can't. Now she's pinned up against the fence with Zhang Weili on top. Zhang Weili landing elbows. Now some big lefts coming in. And Tatiana cannot stop it. And if she tries, she's going to lose position. So she doesn't even try to stop it. Now Tatiana back to her feet. Now you got a guillotine attempt here by Zhang Weili, and now her back's to the fence. Tatiana's looking for another takedown. And this is the thing, regardless of how bad it goes for Tatiana, she's going to continue going for takedowns. I mean, because she's not going to stand and strike with Zhang Weili. We told you this. But right now, Zhang Weili has answered the call. Certainly winning this round. And we're only halfway through. It seems like 10 minutes. It's only 2.5 minutes. Both fighters shove off, and we're back to the center. Here we go. Crowd cheering. This is what they want to see. Oh, a big right by Zhang Weili. Tatiana's got to get this fight to the ground. Anytime on the feet is not good. There she goes, very aggressive, right back to the head on the hip, and she gets there. Now Zhang Weili digging the underhooks. Now Zhang Weili stands her up. She's got the underhooks in. That's crucial. And Tatiana seems to be losing this position already. And she's going to continue going for it, trying to get the takedown. She's way too high. And Zhang Weili starting to figure it out here. And now Zhang Weili gets on top, and she's pounding away with the left. Oh, my goodness. Zhang Weili's ground and pound is ridiculous. Now Tatiana trying to roll. She can't. Don't give up that back. Yeah, Zhang Weili starting to take over this fight. And the ground and pound continues now. 2 big lefts, a third. Suarez is trying to hold her down now. You can see the clock at 40 seconds. And we're going to finish both rounds with Zhang Weili on top, it appears. So this is a clear win for Zhang Weili. Round 1 was very close, especially because of the control time. We'll have to see how the judges weigh in on that if it comes to that point. But it's either 1-1 or 2-0 here as the final seconds of round 2 tick down. And Zhang Weili has answered the call. And right now, it's not going Tatiana Suarez's way. She needs to land takedowns. She needs to control Zhang Weili. And it's looking like it's getting tougher and tougher for her to do that. So my prediction is quickly going out the window. And in terms of the picks, people criticize you because sometimes I'll say I'm not 100% confident, but this is what I think is going to happen. None of us really know, right? I mean, I think Tatiana Suarez is going to be able to control Zhang Weili on the ground, but it hasn't happened. It did in the first round for about 3 minutes, but in both rounds, Zhang Weili finished on top. And Tatiana's really lucky that Zhang Weili lost position because she was in a full mount momentarily and just couldn't hang on. If she gets to the full mount, this fight is over. I mean, I'm just telling you now. And if Tatiana lost the first round, she's got a lot of work to do. Here we go, round 3 underway. Stay tuned, man. We got Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland. I mean, that's why we're here. This fight is big nonetheless, but we're here for du Plessis and Strickland. Let's get that fight over, and let's get to the next one. More to come on that in a minute. During the break, you'll see a lot of people weighing in on Hamza, Sean Strickland, Dricus, Azaruddin Mavov. I mean, it's a lot going on in the middleweight division. Israel Adesanya fell last week to Mavov, so he's now jolted up to number 2, leapfrogging Hamza Chimaev. So all types of things going down in the middleweight division. So stay tuned for that fight. That's coming up next. 4:10 left, round 3. Now Tatiana's standing up trying to strike with Zhang Weili, and not that she's abandoning the takedowns, but right now she's stuck in a big right by Zhang. Tatiana's in trouble. Oh, baby. Tatiana going in for the takedown. She can't get it. This fight is slipping away. It is slipping away quick. And nobody can take those from Zhang Weili for too long. I mean, forget it. She's on a different level in terms of striking among all women fighters in the strawweight division, just on a different level. Tatiana going in again, but she can't get it. She's like a step slow now. And all of a sudden, the underdog, Weili, is now up to 6-1 favorites. That ought to tell you how this fight's going. Weili pinned up against the fence right now. Tatiana's still trying to get it. I mean, it's not over yet, but she has not shown the ability to control Zhang Weili except in the first round. Oh, a big right by Weili. Ooh, baby. Tatiana's tough, man, but you can't take too many of those. She's one big right away from going down, in my opinion, but she is tough. Halfway through round 3, halfway through the fight, if it goes a distance. Yeah, she attempts another takedown, but she's getting slow. Weili's starting to figure it out. A nice leg kick by Weili right there. See, and this is the problem for Suarez we're seeing now. If she can't land the takedowns, she's in trouble. Ooh, and Weili slips back to her feet. Big right by Weili. I mean, she's in her prime right now. I'd say another 2 years, Tatiana will be in her prime. But Zhang Weili is in her prime right now. And what I thought would happen is clearly not happening. I thought Tatiana, again, would be able to control the ground in this fight, but it's just not happening. I mean, Weili's done a great job. There it is again. She shoves her off again. And she just continues to shove her off. And a big right-left combination there by Weili. Oh, Tatiana, you better be careful. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. She doesn't have any angle to win this fight right now. Weili's better on the feet, and Tatiana cannot land takedowns to stop it. But she's hanging in there. Yep, she shoots in again, but she's just too slow. Her legs are slowing down. Takedown for her will be huge here, but only under 40 seconds now left in the round. So Tatiana's stuck here for 5 straight minutes on the feet. And Zhang Weili's pulling away 26-2 in head strikes, 33-8 significant strikes as a whole, and 126-36 total strikes. And a lot of that was from the ground and pound in round 2. Weili comes in big, she misses, but she knows there's 10 seconds left. Tatiana's got the head on the hip, and that's the way the round will end. So right now, Zhang Weili is up big, and I'm starting to think that Tatiana Suarez is probably going to need a finish here, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But that's why we have 5 rounds. Weili's not even breathing hard. All types of instructions being given to Tatiana Suarez, but she's bent over with her knees on, or with her elbows on her knees. So she's clearly tired. But she's tough. There's no doubt about it. And what's got to be going through her mind? I mean, her main way to win this fight is not been there. And when you're going to win the fight on the ground, you got to do that for 3 or 4 rounds, and it's not easy. And now you're into round 4, and you haven't been able to do it for 1 round at all. I mean, maybe round 1 you could say she had 3 minutes of control. Maybe she won the round. Okay. Not guaranteed, but let's just say she won that round. Is she still down 2-1? She'd have to win the next 2. That's going to be hard to do, standing and striking, not able to land takedowns. Zhang Weili also being very patient. I think she knows she's winning this fight with a big right there. And another one. Oh, and Tatiana again with the leg sweep, but guess what? Again, Zhang Weili winds up on top, and she's in side control, trying to get the full mount, but that ground and pound is coming. There it is. Two lefts. That's officially the first takedown surrendered by Tatiana Suarez. Yep, and Zhang Weili's in a position to utilize his left hand as much as she wants to. She's trying to make sure she doesn't lose position. There it is, 2, 3, 4. Tatiana turns ahead. And what an impressive performance for Zhang Weili right now. Beating Tatiana Suarez at her own game. And she's got to be ahead in control time. Oh, it's close. Both fighters at 5 minutes. But all 5 minutes for Zhang Weili has really been on the ground. I mean, 2 or 3 of the 5 minutes for Suarez has been control against defense. So, I mean, Zhang Weili is getting off. Oh, look at this. Arm triangle. Oh, boy, is she underneath? Suarez is in a world of trouble right here. This will be crazy. This will be crazy. Tatiana's still punching with the right, but she's not fighting the hands. She may not be underneath. She's going to try to push it up and off. But Zhang Weili is in a good position right now. She's got to get that shoulder underneath the elbow, which right now it isn't. And it looks like she's sliding. And Tatiana's going to continue to push, but Weili is strong. Now she resettles. Tatiana stays in it for now. But I don't think Zhang Weili may not be done with that attempt. Yes, she is. And now she's going to get back to the ground and pound for the next 2 minutes. I can tell you now. She's starting to get frustrated. Zhang Weili wants to open up. Now she lands 2 right elbows and a left. Man, this is rough for Suarez. I mean, Weili's just all over her. And this is kind of how the fight began. It was just the opposite. It looked like Suarez is just going to be able to dominate her opponent on the ground, but it's just not that way. And now all of a sudden, it's her opponent who's dominating the ground. Just basically just taking her out of this fight. I mean, it's incredible to see. Zhang Weili is so well rounded, it's ridiculous. I mean, she can take the fight to the ground. She can stand and strike, obviously, really well. And it just, again, there's not an angle for Suarez to get the victory here. Oh, and Zhang Weili almost put herself in a bad position. Oh, my goodness. Zhang Weili trying to rotate to a side control, and she does. And that's going to free up the right arm. Look out. And she lands one. Tatiana looks gassed, man. She looks absolutely gassed. Zhang Weili is the premier women's fighter in the world. That's the bottom line. The gold standard, if you will. Final minute of this fight, and she's just going to grind it out now. Lands a big left, another one. Oh. And can you imagine being Tatiana Suarez? You climb all the way to the top, and there's just one person in the world that's better than you. Just one. And you can't win the title. And Zhang Weili is an absolute ridiculous fighter. There's a tap. Final 10 seconds. And Zhang Weili gets up, and she invites Tatiana up. And that's a sportsmanship right there. And no more strikes thrown. Zhang Weili and still UFC women's strawweight champion. Unbelievable. Not even close. I mean, it wasn't even close. 251 to 61 in total strikes. 58 to 10. She held Tatiana Suarez at 10 significant strikes, 2 per round. Less than 1 every 2 minutes. 45 to 3 head strikes. Just completely dominant performance here. And you could tell by round 2, especially round 3, if the takedowns weren't there, which it was in round 1, but if the takedowns aren't there, you're not beating Zhang Weili. Oh, look at that. She nearly had to. I mean, she nearly had to finish in round 1. And that would have been a shame for Zhang Weili because as the fight goes on, it's clear like she's the best in the world. There's just no questions asked. Any one of them can get beat at any given second. But as this fight plays out, and you see 3 or 4 times Tatiana's in the position for the takedown, but Zhang Weili catches herself at the last second, ends up getting in top position, and is able to hold it for 2, 3, 4 minutes at a time, and just broke her down. And this should be a quick, easy, unanimous decision. I'm curious if it's 49-46 or 50-45. That'll just tell you who won round 1. But after that, it didn't matter. The fighters coming to the center of the octagon. This will be an easy, easy decision, and then we get to the main event. So stay tuned. Here we go. 49-46, 49-46, 49-45. So there was a 10-8 round there. And still. So Zhang Weili lost round 1. All right. But she goes on to win the next 4 rounds to win the fight here and retain the belt at UFC 312.